The saloon destined for export is a luxury alternative to Volkswagen's standard model. It comes in a wider range of colours with improved paintwork, chrome-plated bumpers and wheel caps, and higher quality upholstery. Notwithstanding its success at home and abroad, the management and workforce of Volkswagenwerk GmbH continue to struggle with problems in the supply chain. Necessity is the mother of invention, however.
The factory is a big place, and particularly in the earlier days before all the overhead conveyors were installed, great use was made of battery-driven factory runabouts to carry loads of parts about, materials. The batteries were coming to an end of their life and there were no new batteries available. The German factory manager, Bröman, said, "This is the end, it stops production." I said, "Not in a motor car factory. Make some." So we sketched out a thing on the back of an envelope, being a Beetle chassis with a seat over the rear wheels and a long steering shaft and a flat platform, which got the name Plattenwagen in German, and a number of those were made and used as factory runabouts.
The Dutch Volkswagen importer, Ben Pon, believes that there is a market for this vehicle in his home country too. At first, the idea is not taken seriously, but with time, that changes.
Eventually, that project turned into the van, the transporter, and the minibus variant and so on.
The transporter, Volkswagen Type 2, also becomes a success once production begins in 1950. Meanwhile, the Beetle continues to develop favourably. Whereas some 10,000 cars rolled off the Wolfsburg production line in 1946, 2 years later the number exceeds 19,000. About a quarter of these are destined to go abroad. By this time, the production of spare parts to supply the ever-growing service network has also begun. At the same time, the increasing success leads to a need for extensive optimizations on many different levels: on the production line, in quality assurance, sales and service, and in the organizational structure.
By mid-1947, the company still didn't have legally a future, but we felt that it did have a future, we on the British board. And I remember saying, well, we must get a man to stiffen up our present management, a man from industry. And I had introduced to me a man called Nordhoff, Heinz Nordhoff. I saw that he was a man of some caliber. He replaced the finance division's man as chief executive, 1st January 1948.
Heinrich Nordhoff is just coming up to the age of 49 when he assumes his position in Wolfsburg. He was on the managing board of Adam Opel AG during the war, and in the summer of 1942 he had been put in charge of Opel's lorry factory in Brandenburg, leaving him in the position of a so-called war industry leader, Wehrwirtschaftsführer. With his appointment as managing director of the Volkswagenwerk GmbH, he follows in the footsteps of Dr. Hermann Münch and immediately introduces a new style of leadership.
He was an extremely strange character, Heinz Nordhoff, strange to my eyes anyway. Extremely suave, urbane character. A cat who preferred to walk alone. All decisions were his decisions. And we were polite to each other, friendly, but never close friends. In discussion, I saw that he had a very wide perspective, shall we say. And he knew the industry. And having been with an American company, he had a broader view. He knew the technical side as well as being a businessman. I think that is where I felt that he was the right man for the job. He wasn't simply a businessman. He could get down at the factory level and do something.